The land of YouTube says I'm live. Yes, I'm alive. It says you're alive. This is Annette Dion. I am the host and founder of the one and only Psychic News Network, and it is Friday night. Thank you for being here. I know there are other places you could be on Friday. There are other people you could be with. There are other things that you could be doing. But you've chosen to be here. And I'm honored to be in your presence. So in this new year, I want to just kind of do myself a favor and ask you kind of intermittently throughout the video to please hit the thumbs up and please like, and that's what you do. You hit the thumbs up, that means like. And please subscribe to my channel. And please consider becoming a member, because I'm not just all about reading about politics. I'm also very interested in helping people to improve their lives through my work. And you get an affirmation in your inbox when you become a member every single day. So you get to start the day with a beautiful affirmation that sets you on the right track. You know, sometimes you get up on the wrong side of the bed and you're like, I just need to think something positive. Well, it's right there in your inbox when you become a member. So thank you. Today is the 12th, and it's been quite a week. It's been a week of, oh my God. Like, let me just show you again. I know you've seen this photo. What was funny about this photo was that on Midas Touch last night, after I had already posted that this was actually my favorite photo ever, there's that's what went on this week. And then on Midas Touch, I think it was Brett was saying that, one of the brothers was saying that he wants that to be a painting, because he also got, he also got that it's just like, I mean, sometimes a picture just speaks 1,000 words, and it really was unbelievably, that's about what we're down to that, you know what I mean? That's what it all boils down to. Absolute freaking chaos, clown chaos. But I want to speak not only to the clown chaos, I want to start with a couple of things that are really on my mind. And I really am grateful to all of you for being here, because when I have something on my mind, I get to share it with you all. And I get to know too that it's on your minds too. In the United States of America, we're having, I think, unless we stand up and prove otherwise, we're having a huge identity crisis. And the identity crisis of the United States of America is this, because we're not in the numbers that we need to just yet. I'm optimistic. We're not standing up against cruelty as much as we need to be. From my perspective, I just heard, I mean, not only are they banning attempting to get the dictionary of the English language that we need to speak, not only are they attempting to ban the dictionary amongst 6,000 plus other books, when it comes down to, okay, now we're gonna ban the dictionary. Not only that, but Ron DeFascist, I took notes. Of course I take notes and then I lose them. To the tune, in his State of the State, I don't know if you guys know this, and his Ron DeFascist, aptly named by me DeFascist. I bet other people will, you know, other people probably call him that too, but I just started calling him that off the cuff, just like I'm calling the orange guy the loser from now on, and I'm not the only one. Joe Biden started that. So Ron DeFascist is claiming that that Florida is the place to go for freedom, and Florida is the place to go to protect your children. This is what Ron DeFascist said in his State of the State address. I forget he's the governor. I don't really forget, but it's just he's playing so little of a role as governor that you kind of forget that he's supposed to be taking care of his state. That's what I'm talking, Carrie. That's what I'm talking about. Why people aren't protesting. I mean, we'll get to that. 700,000 people in Florida, families in Florida, have been booted off Medicaid or Medicare, one or the other, government-funded, health care. And 300,000 of them are children. And this is a week that we found out 15 governors in the United States of America said no to money that's already been allocated to children that are hungry to be freaking fed. I almost cussed. Medicaid, thank you. I am ballistic over this. Thank you, it's Medicaid. 300,000 of these 700,000, almost 1 million people in Florida are being booted off of Medicaid because, Tennessee did the same thing. Nice. Well, I don't know about you. I don't have my own children. I used to teach children. I've taught hundreds of children. You don't have to have children to have a deep love for children. Not pedophilia, you stupid fascists. I read on it the other night. I read on the withholding food from the mouths of children that are in poverty and hungry. I read on that the other night. I did see the Biden administration coming around and doing something about that. Shockwave has a news alert. Go on, bring it on. We got enough news, but we can always use more. I think we could use some good news. Thousands of East Texas residents are experiencing power outages. Has the temperature dropped yet? Oh, thank you, Zircon, for hitting the thumbs up and saying that. We have an identity crisis in the United States. And by the way, Texas, I already mentioned it many times. Texas is going to have power grid failures. It doesn't take a psychic to tell you that, but it is a psychic impression. Texas is independent. They're not, like, we have National Grid where I am. You probably have National Grid because it's national. But Texas wanted to be, don't mess with Texas. They're the Lone Star State, and Abbott's turning Texas into, I'm so sorry. So when Texas has, I said it was going to happen again. People were asking me, was it going to happen again? And I said, it doesn't take a psychic. It's going to happen again. And the last time it happened, prior to that deep freeze that, Ted Cruz got his name, Cancun Cruz. No, after that, there was another huge power outage. I think it was a tornado. A lot of people in Texas were out of power. And I think it lasted quite some time. And Greg Abbott got online and said, oh, good thing, the electric grid is good. Thank you, Awake. I appreciate it. Let me ring my little bell. And I said it was going to happen again, and I'm beside myself with how much I'm concerned about people. Already had 2 in your area where Betty is, power outages. Anyway. Oh, group hug time. We're only 9 minutes in, so we do a group hug when we have 200 people in the chat. I'm not going to do 5 group hugs, but we'll do 1. Group hug, 1, 2, 3. Let's decide that we're going to help the children that they want more of. Anyway. Abbott the idiot, Ron the fascist. Grocery stores are a madhouse in Texas. What's the temperature in Texas right now? And Deb's saying, hello everyone, stay warm. And I just want to mention that in the southern states, the houses aren't equipped for that. So, the cruelty is the point. And we have to understand that if we weren't born cruel, if we don't have the cruel gene, we don't understand how cruel people can be. We don't think they could be that cruel, but isn't it true that they're proving to us, 58 degrees in Texas, that's not bad, but it's going to go lower. They're proving to us that they are that cruel and that that kind of cruelty does exist. 32 degrees in Michigan and blizzard conditions. Michigan gets a lot of snow. 12 degrees in Minnesota. 30 in Oregon will drop to about 18 later. It's actually not cold in Massachusetts. It's 45 or something. 16 degrees in Seattle. And so we got to get past this identity crisis. We have to make America a place where we take care of one another. We have to make America back. We have to return to an America where people don't let each other suffer. We have to get our identity of, we're a country that we look after one another. We've got to do that. Well, I have the Rider Waite in front of me, but I actually was going to read the Aquarian Tarot. Sorry. I'm a little loopy right now because I'm so angry about this. Hang on. I've just dropped a bunch of cards. Since I just dropped a bunch of cards, I'm going to pick them up and read them. Okay. They fell out of the deck. So here we go. We're talking about America, America's identity. When the loser starts sinking into the quicksand, yeah, Greg Abbott's gone totally rogue. I'm just going to read this. Abbott closed Migrant Processing Center in Eagle Pass last night, taking power from the federal agencies. This is going to be bad. Yes. I read about that. I didn't read cards on it, but I did read about that. There's a lot of news to go over. I'm going to try to talk even faster. When the loser starts sinking and sinking and sinking, some of this cruelty will be less and less. And I think it's that a lot of things will be happening at once. A lot of crises. Yeah, Abbott's trying to say Texas won't be affected. Greg Abbott is trying to tell the people of Texas that they won't be affected. He did it the last time they had a power outage. He got online, he got on social media and said, we're all good in Texas, and people lost their power. They didn't have any power. Electricity, but you all have the power to stand up against this. Anyway, so I was talking about America having an identity crisis. Because we can't be seen as the cruel country. The country of cruelty. The United States of America, the country of cruelty. Is that what we really want to be? Somebody said something mean about Abbott. I can't repeat it. It is a coming together of the American people. When the emperor who has no clothes starts sinking, the guys keep showing me the loser sinking into quicksand. You all know who I'm talking about when I say the loser, right? I'm not going to call him his name anymore. He hasn't earned that. Oh, thank you to the new YouTube members. Thank you, Terry. The Knight of Wands, the Knight of Swords. Okay, so we're starting to get two messages to choose from. The Knight of Wands is a communication, and the Knight of Swords is the information that we need to equip ourselves is going to be coming really fast, really quickly. This is a sword of truth. This is messages coming in, even though it's knights. And usually that's pages. I feel like this is messages and communication coming in. So we have a choice. Given the information that we have, this is about all the good ideas that the Democrats have and the extreme conditions that America is going to be in, especially with this global climate change. And isn't it poetic that Iowa is going to be too dramatically cold for them to really have their event. The Republican events. You know, is anybody here in Iowa? Because I think those events will be canceled. Love that irony, right? Isn't it the primaries in Iowa, or there's so many different election-related events going on? Tons and tons of snow and sub-zero. We know, anybody who lives in the north knows what it feels like to have sub-zero temperatures. Nikki Haley already had to cancel one. That's the Iowa caucuses. And I'm not sure, no, it was Iowa. Yeah. I'm not sure how many days it lasts. I think it's the weekend. But I don't feel like it's going to really happen. It's too cold. Yes, they're in a, and I was thinking about during COVID, you know, everything was online. The DNC convention in 2020 was, like, for example, was online. Remember the 2020? Can we cancel the loser? Yes. You get a bell. You get a bell. Let's cancel the loser. So they're going to have to take it online. You don't want them to... Barb's Wheel of Fortune. You don't want them to freeze their caucuses. That was good. Thank you for making me laugh. These things aren't lost on me. I mean, really. Yeah, you got a bell. You get a bell. I'm still talking about the identity crisis in America. January 15th is the Iowa caucus, and that is on Monday. That's on Martin Luther King Day. Haley told people to come, but thinking about the safety of the people traveling there, shame on her. Oh, she wasn't thinking about... Didn't I just get through saying? They don't care about people. The cruelty. I'm not saying Nikki Haley so much. But talk about self-centered and egotistical. Yeah. The cruelty... Yeah, the shame on Haley. She could have done better. She could have been the one that said, I don't want the elders and the young people, the children, to freeze to death. She could have said that. Because people can literally freeze to death. When the loser starts sinking deeper into the quicksand that the guides are showing me, when we start to see the extreme conditions in the United States, I mean, it's got to get... Yeah, Nikki is two-faced, I agree. I've always said it, and it's unfortunate. It takes a catastrophe. It takes many catastrophes before people, like, do a shift, do a pivot. DeSantis wants them there. He says your vote will really count. What a bozo. Yeah, you're being kind calling him as a bozo. So, you guys are awesome. So is Haley going to be there? Hope she freezes her patriarchal patootie. I feel like you're like giving me a comedy show right now. Let's see. Nikki Haley's a loser too. Because America is going to be facing so many extreme crises, the message will be really strong of who we need to be. And then I have the lover card. So we are going to get... I know, why insult bozo by talking about DeSantis and saying he's a bozo? I know. Haley will be in a warm building. The other day, on Wednesday, when I was reading about these 15 governors in America opting out of letting children have food to eat, these pro-lifers, We need you to have a baby, even if it's threatening your health. We need you to have a baby because we need more babies. We need to. How about Amy Coney Barrett when she said, "Oh, it's okay if a woman has a baby and can't afford it. She can just drop the baby off at the fire department. They have a box." Amy Coney Barrett. But let's not feed the children. I'm telling you, I've said it already. I am not going to rest on my, my laziness or whatever. We have to be all freaking in. When it comes to, it's disgraceful. It is disgraceful. When it comes to, they want the children to suffer. Are we really going to stand by and let the children suffer? But if you die, oh well. I know. And it's hard for us to conceive of that because we're not made of that. Yeah, forced to have babies, but take them all off of Medicaid. 300,000 children, 700,000 residents of Florida. And Ron DeFascist is saying, we're the state of freedom. We protect your children. What a bunch of BS. I'm pulling one card that I haven't pulled these cards for a while. This is just the Major Arcana Tarot. I'm just going to pull one card to give us a sense of the rest of the month. Last night Trump just looked like he's slapping mud on his face. He's gonzo. I'm just going to pull one of these cards for the month. Well, that's a Joker card. I mean, that's just an end card. Yeah, they didn't protect the kids from the shooter. Trump's out there saying, the loser's out there saying, there was a shooter in Iowa. Hello. We barely even heard about it. And Trump's out there saying, people, they just need to get over the school shootings. They just need to get over their dead children. And I said it the other night, and I'll say it again. A country that doesn't give their children everything that they need and actually takes away from the children has got a lot of soul searching to do. And somebody said about the governors who took away children's, I think it's the school lunches through the summer, especially. Somebody in the chat said, doesn't Kim Reynolds have kids? To which I replied, I think so. Or these governors, these 15 governors, they have kids. The ones that don't want the hungry kids to be fed. They don't care about anybody else's kids. Remember, we've come a long way from It Takes a Village with Hillary Clinton's book. 10 minutes ago, Texas Governor Abbott requested National Guardsmen to put more razor wire up. He's a sadist. And down the river to keep migrants out. It's not illegal to seek asylum. The images in what documentary that had brainwashing the kids? Here's a card. I pulled the card and it was like the end card. Okay. It says enlightenment on it though. Okay. This is the Crystal Ball Tarot. That's the second time that phrase has come up. I have a business idea and it's entitled The Crystal Ball, and I pulled out these cards and that was confirmation. The Moon. You need to trust what your instincts are telling you in order to see past this. They don't care about the kids. They don't care about the elderly. They don't care about the sick and the suffering. Yeah. It'll be so cold in Iowa that 3 people show up to vote. 1 for Haley, 1 for DeSantis, 1 for 45. 45 will announce he won by a landslide. We are going to get to reading on the loser. you know that basically the loser is out there saying that he should be able to get people assassinated. Oh, Warren, thank you for bringing up Elliot. Hang on a second. You know, I told you their flight was delayed so that they couldn't go on their trip to elope where they were going to get married. And see, in the meantime, I have no idea how this happened, but I need somebody's help. Elliot's head fell off. And I think it was all the bad news. I didn't do it. He just, you saw him, he was just up here. I didn't do anything. And I'm not very good with the thread and needle. No. And we interrupt this program to address the Elliot the Elf emergency. No, I can't do it. It's just, it needs to be sewn back on. So here... Maybe they could have a civil ceremony and honeymoon later. Yeah, but Elliot needs his head back on. I think he lost his head over all the bad news. I think he heard too much about the fascist Republicans and he just couldn't take it. So he wanted to remove his head. So is anybody out there a sewer? Yes, his head fell off, Damon. He couldn't handle it. Well, he fell too many times, but he fell on a soft landing. He lost his head over me? I don't know. I think he lost his head over all of you. So, you know, Judy's just standing by, waiting for him to get repaired. But does anybody sew? No, it's not a glue thing. Have an elf emergency fundraiser? It's not... No, I don't want to throw them away. I don't like to throw things away. I have a lot of trash guilt. Write to me. Write to me. Let's put him back up. This is our democracy elf to make sure that we're doing our democracy. Leftover from Christmas. Write to me. No, Gorilla Glue. Am I as dumb as I look? If it was a Gorilla Glue kind of situation, I would have gone there, but it needs to be sewn back on. Annette, wait, what's my email? Annette Dion 7@gmail.com. And Damon sending a SWAT team. I know. It's poetic, right? Another poetic thing. I'm just wondering if anybody can sew him. All right. Mary, thank you. Let's hear it from Mary. Plus, I think it'd be great if you get your energy into... Okay. Mary Hall Summers. Okay. Annette Dion 7@gmail.com. Send me your mailing address and I will send him to you. I'm losing my head too, right? I admit it when I lose my head. Marge lives a million miles from me. Where are you? Damon's calling Elf Abuse Services. It wasn't me, I swear. Meanwhile, does Stephen Colbert do that? Corey Smith. So I think we have a volunteer, and if I need another volunteer, I will let you know. If she, for some reason, she can't do it or doesn't email me. AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. And if you ever want to ask me something or share something, you can always write to me there. Anyway. Is Hunter going to sue for Marjorie Trader Green showing those Hunter Biden pics? I did hear on that topic, and we'll get to the other topics. So we'll get to everything we need to get to. I did not abuse Elliot the Elf. I love Elliot. He's sweet. He's so sweet that Judy fell in love with him. Call Santa. Oh, somebody volunteered, so she's going to send me her mailing address. Marjorie Trader Green, I think we're going to read on her right now, because what I want to know is if she's sick. Like if Marjorie Trader Green is sick, is she, because she has this perversion. And Elf Rescue Service? I don't know. If I look that up, I'm gonna read on Marjorie Trader Green. Doesn't take a psychic to know that she's sick. You don't need me to read on that? Cause okay, so we're in it's unanimous. She's sick. There's something wrong. She's really putting on full display that she's obsessed with porn. Joe Eliza, maybe we need a good self-elf book. Self-elf book. I like it. That was pretty good. Did you just make that up in your head just now? Pretty good. I'm not reading on whether she'll be reelected. I'm reading on whether there's something wrong with her. Yeah, like maybe it's a personality disorder. Let's ask the pendulum, does she have a personality disorder? But what, is she a sex addict? I'm going to ask her if she's a sex addict. Yeah, Jamie Raskin said she's an expert in porn. Yeah. Man, that hearing this week where Hunter Biden showed up, it's so funny because that's one that I want to keep watching. Does anybody else feel that way? I just want to watch it over and over. I want to watch Jamie Raskin because Jasmine Crockett and Jared Moskowitz and Dan Goldman. I mean, and AOC. I just want to watch it over and over and over again. Maybe she's obsessed. Maybe she's in love with Hunter. Wait. Is Marjorie Trader Green secretly attracted to? No, I know. Didn't you love it when he walked out? I'm telling you, that it was Wednesday. It was classic. What a classic day. Not that we want to be here, but boy, get out the popcorn. And love is not the term. Okay. Is Marjorie Trader Green showing signs of being a sex addict? It's not quite a sex addict. He's a good looking guy. And then, oh my gosh. Where did I see this clip? There's a lot of pro-democracy channels out there, which is a really good thing. I saw a clip of Marjorie Trader Green on some right-wing extremist channel claiming that she thinks that Hunter Biden was high. Did you hear that one? Yeah, Hunter looks like his father, and he also talks just like him. It sounds like the same person. Did you guys hear that one? That Marjorie Trader Green then went on one of her right-wing extremist networks, probably Newsmax, I don't know, or some podcast, and said that she thought Hunter was high on drugs. Yep, that's what she said. And you know what I was thinking? I mean, not to give that any credibility whatsoever, but if you were Hunter Biden, you probably wouldn't be getting very much sleep. So if Hunter Biden happened to have bloodshot eyes, Marjorie Taylor Greene, if somebody looks like stressed, they're stressing him the hell out. I mean, I think he's gonna be okay, but shame on her. I am telling you what the heck is wrong with her? Let's pull 3 cards on how this is gonna go. Thank you, Mary. Mary saved the day. She's gonna sew Elliot's head back on. I really would rather fix things than throw them away. What's Marjorie Trader Green's fate after all this? I mean, not that it's over, but. And Tennessee Brando, he might live right outside of Nashville, that guy. On Midas Touch had a really good video about struggling with substance abuse and what it takes. And I read on Hunter Biden on Wednesday, and I saw that the American people are actually going to be feeling for him and wanting this to end. Oh, Hunter sent a letter to the ethics committee about Marge? Oh, okay. Well, since I'm reading on her fate, Linda has 5 machines. I'm so glad that you guys all sew, just in case I need to send you something. I would pay you. I'd rather fix and use than buy new. I'd rather, yeah, it's a good policy. Yeah, Hunter Biden deserves, to be, considered somebody that he could be proud of himself, right? And that's a great example of, he was such a bad addict. He almost didn't make it, and he almost died. And he came through, and this is what he's got to deal with, people lying about him and his father. He sent her a cease and desist letter too, but that was a while ago, wasn't it? Here's Marge's fate. Marjorie Trader Green, she doesn't know what to do with anything that looks like remotely close to accountability. Marjorie Trader Green, and actually, boy, she's got that in common with the loser. She really has that in common with the loser. So this is where she is. When she gets those letters, she doesn't know what to do with it, because you have to understand something. They're so completely lawless that when you say something to like Marjorie Trader Green or the loser, we'll say loser 1 and loser 2, and you say that's illegal, it does not compute. I'm sure Jack Smith will indict her too. It doesn't compute. That's against the law. It doesn't compute. So she gets these, a cease and desist letter. She gets a letter from the ethics committee, and she's like, I don't know what to do with that. What's the excellent video you speak of? There's a lot that Hunter can do. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. When I do my political astrology show, Spirit Talk Podcast, with Kathy Beale, she did already say, when she looked at Hunter's chart, that he has Mars and Aries. You don't mess with that. That's not a mamby-pamby situation. So there's a lot that Hunter can do. There's a lot that Hunter can do. And like I just said, here's the Lover card. The American people are going to have empathy, because you know what? It's not the majority of people that are cruel and sadistic and heartless and so grossly inappropriate and so mean. There's a lot that Hunter Biden can do. His father is president. That holds some weight. It just holds some weight. I'm not saying, it's corrupt. So anyone who's a MAGA out there, I know you're not on my channel, but anyway, no. It holds some weight that his father is president. Yeah, he didn't look scared. And what's her name? Nancy Mace. Oh, you're scared, and Marge, you're scared. And Nancy Mace, you don't have any, can I say balls? Baseballs. So, yeah, I don't even see what grounds they have, and they don't. They're lawless. What they're trying to do is make America a country that where the laws don't apply to them. The sun is going to shine on Marjorie Trader Green, and boy, is it going to shine on all her darkness. I get that it's going to shine everywhere. I know, the white privilege remark, didn't that? Nancy Mace, these people, I started out tonight by talking about we have an identity crisis. Oh, Gabor Mate, he's great. Yeah, Gabor Mate, great doctor who has a book about addiction and childhood trauma. Cannot wait till those MAGAs get indicted. I agree 100%. So anyway, it looks like the light's going to be shown on Marjorie Trader Green, and I see an image, because the guides show me kind of pictures, and and I see an image of Marge not being able to stand the light, and a bright light's in your eyes. They're banking on the loser winning. Yeah, Nancy Mace is a really weird woman. She's very weird. She's very weird. Let me ask this. Does Marjorie Trader Green have a a personality disorder? Does she have a personality disorder? Marjorie Trader Green has a personality disorder. Yeah, crank up the light for sure. She has a personality disorder. She does. Damon says she's bipolar. Let's see. Because there's definitely something wrong. That's not normal. That's socially really off. Is she bipolar? No. I don't get bipolar. Is she a malignant narcissist? She's a malignant narcissist. That's why I really get... Damon, get a pendulum. He's being the pendulum. Really strong on the malignant narcissist. Yeah, interesting. Really strong on that. Is she clinically a sadist? Well, she has sadistic tendencies, not clinically. Is she clinically a sociopath? No. She's a malignant narcissist with sadistic tendencies. Yep. And because I was talking about Mace, let's go to this pendulum. Does Nancy Mace have a personality disorder? No, she doesn't have a personality disorder, Nancy Mace. Okay. Oh, somebody's calling us fabulous, beautiful light workers. Kathy. Thanks for the compliment. Yeah, Trump and Marjorie Trader Green are two peas in a pod. They really are. Let's ask this. I'm not blaming mental health. I am not, that's not my ilk. I'm asking if they have a personality disorder. I'm genuinely curious. If it could be clinically diagnosed. I'm not making fun of mental health. That's not what I'm doing. We're trying to figure out what's wrong with these people. And I'm sorry if you're offended by that. I too have had my struggles. There's no place in my being where I could say that somebody is less than because of a mental health issue. God's honest truth. Been there. Almost didn't make it. So if anybody here thinks that I'm, bashing on mental health, no, we're trying to figure out what's wrong with these people. So, I'm going to pull 3 cards about Hunter. I already pulled 3 cards about Hunter. About Joe Biden. How Joe Biden's doing. Yeah, I'm looking at these people are paid. These people are paid. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. They're being paid by us. They're responsible to do the job that there's a massive dereliction of duty to try to overthrow the American government. Massive. It's criminal what they're doing. Yeah, it's criminal. So I'm going to pull 3 cards about how Joe Biden's doing. In the face of this with Hunter. He's doing his best to not get involved, but, like Joe Biden, he's doing his best to not get involved with the situation. Yes, we do have to address the psychological issues at play. That's all I'm doing. Yes, and Damon understands, and there's a lot that I know that I don't let on that I know. It's not commercial time just yet. Yes, even if there's mental issues, it shouldn't excuse cruelty. But malignant narcissism explains it. So they better not get pensions. And they're responsible for our lives. They're messing with our lives. This is how Joe Biden's doing in the face of all this. Joe Biden is focused on the world right now. I mean, hello. Yesterday there's a skirmish going on in the Middle East. The terrorists are shooting at the shipping, the merchant ships, and there's too much going on. So the UK and the United States had to shoot at these terrorists who are hijacking these shipping ships. Yeah, Kathy, a few people are putting up their mental challenges. We're human. We're human. Hey Lisa, thanks for being a member. As far as Joe Biden is doing, Joe Biden is really focused on the world. And I shake in my boots and I shudder in fear when I think about the what ifs if Donald Trump was in the White House right now. We would likely be in World War III. And I always get this about Joe Biden. He's got a good idea. Look at the position he's in. He's got a good idea about what the DOJ is doing. We have a good idea about what the DOJ is doing. Joe Biden has a good idea of what the DOJ is doing. Thanks for taking the question down. I didn't want to answer that one about the situation in the Middle East, what's going to happen, because I'm not going to go there today. I did already read on that. Check my predictions for 2024. Yeah, the Houthi in the Red Sea, and it's just, that situation needs to not escalate. So Joe Biden is letting Hunter Biden handle it. He's a grown-up, contrary to like the contrast. If you think about Alina Habba going up in front of, I don't know, the press or something after the court date yesterday where Trump totally couldn't resist the temptation to be a total idiot. And Alina Habba's up there going, the Trump kids got into this. 55 nations are affected by what's going on in the Middle East. So, no, Joe Biden's not worrying his head over Hunter. He's planning on what's just to be the thing that happens. And the world is here. And the Ace of Pentacles. He has his eye on the ball. Joe Biden. Thank you, Terry. Did we have a troll that was actually saying that Donald Trump had compassion? Hang on, I'm trying to bring myself back in. When? When? Where? Joe Biden trusts that Hunter Biden can handle this. And yeah, and I really do think, oh, it was in a different chat that was said. Yeah, seriously, what the heck? We're all like, really? What the WTF? Yeah, so I really feel that Joe Biden knows that Hunter can handle this because Hunter's been through so much. If Hunter could come out of his horrible drug addiction, he can handle this. And I did hear, yes, 1 million people died from COVID under the loser. He doesn't care if people die on his watch. I mean, all you have to do, as far as the loser goes, you know, is think about January 6th and how he wanted Mike Pence to be hanged. I don't get how people feel sorry for Trump either. Not even a little bit. I did hear that, just speaking of Hunter, I did hear that he agreed to do a closed door deposition, and I get that there are a lot of conditions on that. Darren supports Darren here trolls pro loser channels, pro 45 channels. Yeah, anyway, Hunter will be okay. Hunter has a good lawyer. Yeah, so now we have to read on the loser. I mean, we don't have to. If anybody doesn't want me to read on the loser, let's do it this way. Darren, you're brave. Well, Darren, you have a high tolerance. I would say that. To troll the trolls, or to troll the people that love the loser. Do you want me to read on the loser? Okay. let's do this. I'm going to read on the loser. I'm going to drink my tea too. Kathy's saying she feels so bad for Hunter Biden, but I just want to say about that, that's exactly what I'm reading in the cards. More people, more of the American people will feel empathetic towards Hunter than you can even imagine. So what you're feeling, what you said there, confirms what I'm saying. Because I did get the Lover card. We are strong and invincible. We have to show that. I know, Denise calls him Shitler. Also, a shout out to Denise at Spiritual Growth Tarot, because, and I put a comment in her comments too, that she said that he was Mussolini in his last lifetime too, the loser. And Mussolini was a loser too. So, have I heard about the loathsome loser? It's funny though, I just have that song in my head. Dad joke, why was January such a good month for the calendar? It always starts the year off on the right. What? Didn't you already give us a joke like that? But that wasn't a riddle. It wasn't. It always starts the year off on the right date. I'm reading on the loser. Nobody put up a question, so let me just see in general. I said a long time ago, many months ago, I said that Trump would be so busy in court that it will be nearly impossible for him to campaign. When he threw his hat into the ring, and I read about it, I asked about it, I got, he won't be able to campaign and show up for all his court dates. Yeah, he's sinking lower and lower. When he talked back to Judge Engeron, yeah, that was pretty bad. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 cards on how it's going to go. And if it makes you feel any better, well, first of all, we have a show. We have a political astrology show on Tuesday, the 16th. It's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern. Dad joke. Honest, God's honest truth, Thomas. I took my dad to the grocery store and I told him you're a joke and he knew the answer. I told him your riddle and he knew the answer. It was the one about why did the guy bring a ladder to the bar, and he came right out with it. He knew the answer because he heard drinks around the house. Maybe that's a dad joke book. Okay. Same card that I got the other day about the loser. Wow, couldn't be clearer. Same cards that I got the other day about the loser. He has an opportunity to not make it worse for himself, but he keeps making it worse for himself. And he actually is claiming that he's being stolen from, but it's the grift, man. It's the grift. It's the grift. It's all about the grift. It's all about the grift. It's all about the grift. No, I don't think he'll have Melania's mother buried in the golf course. And I'm going to read on whether he's going to go to the funeral. But there's a weird thing about the loser's energy where, and I've noticed this, when I read on whether he's going to show up somewhere, I often get no when it's a yes. And I just feel like when that happens, it has to do with it not being favorable for him. Or the right thing or favorable. It's interesting. Anyway, as far as the loser goes, this is a 4 of Cups, so he's missing opportunities to make things better for himself. When will the loser meet his maker? I'm not telling. He does not look good at all. I'm not telling. Because I know psychically, but I'm not going to tell you. The 6 of Rods, yeah. This is what he's trying to do. He's trying to grift to get him to, this is his wish, to throw out the January 6th trials But he's missed an opportunity to do better for himself. And he has missed opportunities to do better for himself. He absolutely has. How about he was supposed to have a jury, but they didn't check the right boxes? There's many examples of him not doing the thing that he needed to do to save himself. Right? Mr. Limpet was one of your alter egos? That's funny. By the way, I am going to start doing pre-recorded videos that I upload, and I keep threatening that I'm going to do that. I'm going to go back to doing that on the days that I don't do live streams, because it's so starkly different. Because here we're kind of having a party and talking back and forth and telling dad jokes, but that way there'll be two different kinds of videos. They won't be as long. Let's read about, let me say something about all these trials. If one doesn't get them, another's going to get them, right? If one doesn't get them, another's going to get them. Let me show you a picture that one of my sisters sent me this. She sent me a note, and there was a check in here, but this is, of course, she's acknowledging what I do with my political stuff. This is the Lincoln. There's Lincoln in there. See Lincoln in there? With the new moon. Isn't that great? With the back taxes fee, it will be over 500. Is that 500,000? I heard an interesting, just speaking of money, I heard an interesting statistic that, or numbers, that Jeff Bezos earns like $7.9 million an hour. What's the 500 million? Is that what Trump has to pay? Kathy, what do you think? Kathy's asking, do I see Jean Carroll winning? I want you to answer your own question. I want you to answer. Can you answer that for yourself? I'm not being flippant. I know I sound flippant. I'm from Massachusetts. I can't help it. Damages for Trump. I just want. Yeah. How about that? This is actually. It's a card from the National Park Foundation. Support the National Park Foundation. I know it's nice. I decided to keep it. Lincoln's in there, Lincoln Memorial, and of course she's gonna win. I'm just asking you so you can use your psychic ability, because that's an easy one. It doesn't take a psychic, right? Oh me, oh my, where has the time gone? I'll do a commercial in a moment. I just wanna, there's so much to read on. If you love the card, it's the National Park Foundation. It's a national mall. I really need to go to Washington, D.C. Kathy, I said it doesn't take a psychic to find out if Jean Carroll will win. And back in May, I mentioned this the other night, when the settlement was to be $5 million, I was stunned because I thought that it would be $200 million. So we shall see. Everyone's psychic. But I'm just making the point, of course she'll win. There's nothing that Trump... How about when Jared Moskowitz pulled out the picture of Trump with Jeffrey Epstein? How about that one? You wish you could go see the Lincoln Memorial? Maybe we should do a field trip. How fun would that be? Oh my gosh, I just thought, how about if we do a field trip to Washington, D.C.? All of us. Yeah, Jared Moskowitz, it was like, and speaking of it not taking a psychic, right? Yeah, the Dems were prepared. And I'm going to write fan letters to them. That whole Epstein thing that I can't even talk about, because talk about caring about young people. Good Lord. He was let me just tell you, I'll say for entertainment purposes only. We are still in a democracy, by the way, and even though Google is a privately owned, anyway. 100%. 100%. The loser is guilty of a lot of things that he's hidden. And Epstein, there's your hint of what it is. I'm going to pull 3 cards on if we're going to find out more about that. A lot of it has been covered up. Amtrak runs the Capital Limited daily from Washington, D.C. to Pittsburgh to Chicago. I'd have to get to... I'm really thinking about this. We should do a field trip to Washington, D.C. What do you think? We'll give you a caravan of... Oh, Thomas, you get a bell. You get a bell. We can be a caravan of democracy elves going to D.C. We'd be surely arrested. No, we wouldn't be arrested. We'd be happy little democracy elves. All right, well, we'll have to talk about it. We'll have to think about it. These cards are flipping over by themselves. I think these cards are telling me that these are the community cards, we'll say. Here's what, because these cards just flip themselves over. Sometimes they do that. I don't know. I just follow the lead. Yeah, road trip to Washington, D.C. What do you think? I'm kind of serious. Bring the cards with the Roman dudes to the field trip. I'm really thinking what a great idea that is. So, community cards. I can't stay too late tonight. I'm needed by family. It's a little bit of drama. The Empress is that we're going to be okay. Yeah, they buried the story about the loser and Epstein. 2,000 miles away from you, Washington, D.C., but you're an American. Don't you want to go? I'm thinking about it. We can plan. Alicia's asking how's the Texas power grid going. It's not good. It's not good. I'm highly concerned. I'm highly concerned about this winter. Highly. We're going to lose some land too. But as far as the conclusion cards, Marge wants to do Washington, D.C. All right, let me give it some thought. The United States of America is quickly going to come to a better place because we all are focused. I just want you to know there are so many pro-democracy groups and channels and podcasts and so many newsletters, individuals. These are my cards. I haven't finished sending the cards to New York for the to elect Democrat Tom Susie. Is that how you pronounce his name? We are working it. We're working it. We're saving democracy. And these cards are saying, yes, we are. Cruelty, no more. We are not the country of cruelty. And we're going to see to it that that message gets across. We are not going to abuse our own children. We're not going to abuse women who find themselves pregnant and extenuating horrible circumstances arise or that's how it all happened, by extenuating terrible circumstances. We're not going to add insult to injury. We're not going to torture people we're not going to kick them when they're down. We are not about that. We are not about that. We are the beautiful, loving, kind people. Hello, can I get a witness? Elise Stefanik. Yeah, she's not allowed in our club. They're not allowed in our club. We are humanity. We care about one another. We know. It's time for a group hug. Group hug. We are in this together. We are helping each other. Enough of this crazy stuff. No more cruelty. Yes. Biden has all the women vote. The fascist Republicans are trying to take away voting altogether. Cora's been trolling Elise daily. Good for you. Good for you. I forgot to do a commercial. Don't leave yet because I'm not done. I haven't read the tea leaves. We're on fire tonight. I have a candy cane here. Let's use the candy cane for this. I still have my message for 2024, which is Hope Restored. This is a message from the guides for the year, Hope Restored. Because we're going to be helping each other. Thank you, Marge. Clicked for me twice. I make my living doing readings, so help me to help you and help you to help me. Tarot readings, tea leaf readings, they're really in depth. There's a lot in there. Spiritual coaching, life coaching, I do all those things very well, I may say. And I'm not a braggart. I do those things extremely well. I'm uncannily accurate. Free classes and events. There's a free class being offered. You have to go to psychicannetteDion.com to sign up for it and to find out more about it. It has to do with a book that I wrote. Church of Spirituality every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern improves your life. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. We meet 3 times a week. Just go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com and sign up. When you become a member, you get an affirmation in your inbox every single day. Please hit the like button. Please become a member and please subscribe. We're going to read the tea leaves. Tomorrow is our Grassroots of Democracy work group, and I'll finish my postcards then. And we also have a book club. Grassroots of Democracy has a book club. You can't subscribe, you already did. Well, maybe I'm going to get another channel going too, I think. That has more to do with personal, growth. Anyway. There was something else I was going to tell you. What was it? I forgot. I did tell you, please subscribe. These glasses are better. We're going to read the tea leaves and then we're going to go. Please hit the thumbs up. If you're jumping off, please hit the thumbs up before you go. Oh, the other thing I was going to tell you was the upper 2 levels of the memberships, you come to a psychic party once a month. The book club is the 3rd Saturday. We're reading Heather Cox Richardson's Democracy Awakening. And, oh, thank you. They're cheapies, cheap glasses. So it's going to be on the 20th. 3 to 4 Eastern Time. It's for an hour. All right. And, I have 2 videos up with 2024 predictions that are for members only. But there's one for everybody too. The tea leaves. This is weird. Hang on. I see feathers. And I see a person. Do you see that person there? There's a person. And the person looks like they have a document or something and they're holding up their arm. That's an interesting image. It's almost like, it looks like a painter. Thank you, John. It looks like somebody who's got a palette in one hand and is getting ready to paint. Do you guys see that? And it looks like he's got like a little beret on his head. So this is a guide saying we're painting our future. So we gotta really pay attention. Like I've been just on my soapbox tonight about we need to paint a picture of who we are as a country. That is such a distinct image. It's up to us to visualize the America. Come to 20 on Tuesdays, grassrootsofdemocracy.com. We have guided meditations every week. And this looks like, what do they call it? There's not a gremlin. The name escapes me, but it's like a mythic character that is like, it looks like a dog with wings. Anyway, I'm gonna look that up. The word is escaping me. It starts with a G. Democracy wins because we make it. We make that happen. By the way, Kathy Beale told me she reads tea leaves too, so we're probably going to do some tea leaf reading too on Tuesday. Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern. The political astrology. A little heart under the 2. That's not a 2 actually. That's Jupiter. So yeah, okay. So Jupiter expansiveness. Pluto goes into Aquarius next oh my gosh, next Saturday. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Yeah, Chuck has great quotes, huh? I don't have time to read them when I'm doing this. And what else do I see? So we have a painter that's saying paint our future, and we have feathers too. So before I let you go, because I don't know all the symbols by heart, and there's always new ones, and they're not all in the book. What are you saying? MC Hammer Dude Fishing? Hang on. Feathers. It's definitely feathers there. Feathers. Those aren't feathers. Those are vegetables. Maybe I read it wrong. Don't leave yet. This is important. 68, not 58. A feather is a complex symbol to interpret. Well, that would make sense. So assess the surrounding images carefully before you decide what it means. Truth and justice are currently important, but unstable circumstances may be working against you. It could be some time before you can achieve more balance. At the time of the reading, things are in a state of flux like a feather floating on the breeze, so proceed slowly and do not make rash decisions. Yeah. I honestly think that everyone will benefit by slowing down and letting themselves think. But this is interesting because we have the painter and then we have the feathers saying this could go, in a really positive way if we direct our thinking. Because the support is there. We need to use that supportive energy that's there. Okay, so yesterday I did a video with Catherine Glass. It was 2 psychics having a conversation, two Massachusetts psychics with cumulatively 60 years of experience being professional psychics. Check that video out. I have 30 years, she has 30 years plus. An eagle's feather would be fitting. Yes, these are positive, but there's no place in this reading tonight or in the tea leaves or the cards. There's no place here that said just rest on your laurels and it's going to be okay. Just saying. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. To book a session, psychicannetteDion.com. To find out about that free class, psychicannetteDion.com. And Church of Spirituality is on Sunday at 1, live streamed Eastern Time. Church of Spirituality improves your life. I think I've said enough, don't you? Love you guys. Thank you for all your support. Please subscribe. Tell your friends, share. I gotta get my numbers up. Namaste. Bye-bye. Appreciate you. A lot of laughs.